The Dead Sea, surrounded by Palestine, Israel, and Jordan, is the lowest point on Earth, but its very existence is now under threat. Our correspondent Stephanie Freed recently brought us a special series of reports on why it's degenerating and what environmentalists are doing to bring it back to life as a war. One of their initiatives, the Red to Dead Sea project, is being funded by a $12 billion World Bank loan, and it also includes plans for hydroelectric power stations and desalinated drinking water for Palestine, Israel, and Jordan. Access to water is often a strategic dimension of global conflicts. So when we look at the Middle East, with its extremely arid climate and multiple drawn-out battles, we see how decisive a resource it can be. The region contains 1% of world's renewable water resources, but 5% of its population, and these people's very lives are being threatened by what's turning into a real crisis. And to make matters worse, the region's governments use it as a political issue, with concerns over its control and supply often shaping political development in the area. And now to talk more about this, let me bring in Mr. Abdel Rahman Tamimi, who is in the West Bank city of Ramallah. He's director of the Palestinian Hydrology Group for Water and Environmental Resources Development. Welcome to Asia Today, sir. So, in 2014, the Dead Sea's water level was reportedly to have dropped by 30 meters since year 1960. It's quite alarming, isn't it? Can you tell us why this has happened?
Yes, actually the water problem in the whole Middle East and in Palestine in particular, it's very important because we live in very limited resources area, and at the same time we have very high population growth, and also the Israeli water policy to control all water resources in Palestine. However, as I said, the water resources is very limited, and there is unequal distribution between the three nations, Palestinians, Jordanians, and Israelis. And recently, the Jordan River is diverted by Israelis, and no water flow to the Dead Sea. That's why the Dead Sea is shrinking around 80 centimeters per day in depth. And within 50 years, there will be no Dead Sea. Additional to that, the whole area is agricultural area, and they need water for agriculture. They need water for domestic use, and unfortunately, the water issue, it's become a political issue more than technical issue.
So this Red to Dead project we are talking about is being seen as a strong initiative to regenerate the Dead Sea, and even the World Bank is behind it. But some environmentalists are quite skeptical about it and are actually worried that it could do more harm than good. I want to have your thoughts on this, sir.
Yes, the idea of the project to have a canal from Red Sea to the Dead Sea, it was presented in Johannesburg Sustainable Development Summit, and also it was part of the negotiation about peace in the Middle East. However, because many drivers and many reasons, like political issues, like funding issues, like also the area is very active in earthquakes. That's why they changed the idea from open channels to the small pipe. And the first stage of this project will be to produce desalinated water in Aqaba Gulf in Jordan, providing Israelis with 50 million cubic meter, and the Jordanians will be compensated from Galilee Sea or Tiberias Lake in the north of Jordan. But the Palestinians will not benefit from this project because the energy will not be produced, and the desalinated water will be very expensive to the Palestinians. Additional to that, the World Bank studies also showed there will be negative environmental impact on the Dead Sea if we are making a huge amount of water comes from as output of the desalinated water to the Dead Sea, because the differences of the chemicals will change the Dead Sea to the gypsum lake. That's why the three countries are hesitant to implement the old project, the original project, which is Open Canal.